This is Saints Row the Third. We're here on the Nintendo Switch 2. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. So Saints Row the Third continued the evolution of the Saints Row games. It definitely got to become a little over the top, needless to say. Like the first two games are relatively grounded, and then this one, I'd say it's like sort of a happy medium between being grounded and like being ridiculous, but like it definitely does get a little ridiculous at times, but it's still a lot of fun and it's still a great Saints Row game. And it's nice to have an excuse to jump in and take a look at this on a different platform than what I'm necessarily used to, as you can enjoy the entire Saints Row experience, you know, out on the go, which I think is super cool. It's quite fascinating because this one actually did receive a number of updates that helped a little bit with performance and a number of different settings that allowed us to take this game a little bit further later on. It's actually one of the games I have on my kind of list, or at least the remastered version I have on my list of games to revisit on other consoles because it's like future-proof there. Here, not so much, but you still do get a better experience here with the Nintendo Switch 2, which I think is quite awesome. So the third Saints Row game, the Saints, you get to make your own character. The Saints Row crew, literally the Saints, they've become a larger brand. You know, they're making lots of money, they're doing movie deals, doing whatever. And that's when it all kind of falls apart. Things go wrong, and yeah, you gotta kind of get your crew together, and you gotta take on the new threat that's basically made its way into your home turf, which is quite interesting. You know, like, as I said, I actually think this is a pretty fun Saints Row game. Like, I definitely see where a lot of people were like, it started just getting, like, a little too silly, but it's just kind of awesome. Like, it's an adrenaline-filled thrill ride. You get a great open world. You get lots of different, like, challenges and missions and adventures to go on, and silly side quests, and yeah, no, to me it's really quite well done. Like, I thought this game was kind of awesome when it came out, and I still think it's pretty cool. And then, you know, basically the fourth one kind of coasted off of the design and technology of this one, and I'll dive in and talk about that one too in the near future. But yeah, I've always really thoroughly enjoyed what the Saints Row had to offer and thought it was really cool. But I'm also like, you know, you go back, you play 1 and 2, and it's neat because the first couple really are trying to be similar to Grand Theft Auto, if that makes sense, but doing their own thing. Whereas this is where the game series sort of found its wacky identity. And then, you know, obviously it's not really a series that's alive anymore, but due to the terrible reboot, but it's still kind of a neat franchise. And as I said, something that I still think is quite a bit of fun and really enjoyable, whether you're like, you know, kind of playing it alone or enjoying it with others, depending on the situation and stuff. And yeah, so you've got the main story, you've got can I say what the other mode is? there's another mode in this, and yeah, I don't know, it's kind of delightful. It really is. It's another one of those neat, like, 360 era kind of games that sort of got, like, you know, carried through on stuff. Yeah, they certainly do make it pretty cool, don't they? So from a technical standpoint, this game has some different settings. So by default, the game has like a dynamic resolution scaling system. But you can actually turn that off. I don't know if that setting will show up in-game, but yeah, so we've got dynamic resolution off, because you don't really need it on the Switch 2. And then you just get 1080p at 60 FPS, and it seems to be pretty much just smoothly locked the whole way through. You actually get a good amount of fluidity matched with a decent resolution for Switch. It's actually quite impressive for sure. Motion controls I turned off. They're on by default. I hate motion controls. Can't stand them. Turn them off and everything. And then there's usually music and stuff playing, but I've got that turned off too. So there you go. So basically, we've just adjusted dynamic resolution. I mean, you can have that on, you know, if you want to have dynamic resolution on, in case there's like, oh, you're getting performance drops, but like, yeah, there's more than enough overhead here for Switch 2, where you're just kind of like totally fine at just enjoying the full 1080p. If you are on the undocked, it's 720p, because that's like the original screen size. If that matters to you, I don't know how much I cater to people necessarily on the mobile. I don't really see a lot of people ask about that kind of stuff, but I would just mention it in case. This is a really cool opening for the game, eh? Like, I mean, obviously the better test of it is when you get to the ground, but I thought this was kind of a cool spot. Because, like, before this, there's, like, a bank robbery, which is awesome. But then you go into, the character customization, and I was just kind of like, eh, because I'd like to show a bit of, like, action, but I'd also like to show a bit of, I guess you would say, the open world stuff, so that you actually see what the world is kind of like running like. And yeah, no, it's neat. Like, the game, from like a story standpoint, as I was kind of mentioning, you're getting your squad and you're meeting up your team and you're doing stuff, and I really like this game. Like, I think it's fun. The characters are fun. The weird moments are awesome. Like, there's just so much you can do in it, and there's so much to explore and so much to see. I think they did a wonderful job doing something new with Saints Row. I remember this one just being very, very exciting, and whether or not you have like different opinions in the long run, you know, it definitely did at least continue the series forward. And then fourth one, I don't know how well that one did, because then they did a spin-off where you're like angels and stuff, and I don't know, like, this isn't bad looking. It's definitely a little like kind of jaggedy around the edges for sure. But I don't necessarily think it's too bad looking as far as like Switch games go.
Pay for this.
To pay for what they did to Gat.
Let's grab a ride and figure out where we are. Steelport. It's kind of like Bangkok's abusive father. So you've been here before? Spring break. This where Field Boss comes from? What the hell is it? You don't want to know. Fine, be like that. So where are we going? Look, I was really high the last time I was here. Just drive. It'll come back.
Jeez. Alright, there we go. Anyways, as you can see, like the open world and stuff, you get all the cars rendering, you get the full scale. It is, again, like I said, super jaggedy. I don't know how well that shows up on YouTube to you, but like you can really see the jaggedy edges everywhere. But it's cool that you can take the full Saints Row experience out on the go for you with what's like a really, really fun game. That's where I was trying to get across to, like, by default, dynamic resolution's on, so like, you know, if there aren't any drops at all, it'll dynamically change to your situation. Whereas I was kind of like, the heck, what just happened there? I was like, you know what? Let's just see what it's like without the resolution scaling on, and it's quite fine here on Switch 2.
That's my girl. Wow, that still exists? Huh? That's where I used to score weed. My God. Here's the cash I have on me.
Get ourselves a weapon. I don't have enough money. Wait, could I have bought like a giant dildo bat? I should have bought like a bat instead of a... I could have bought a shotgun. Why did I just buy ammo for this? I don't have any crib weapons.
How far's the armory? Not far, it's on the GPS.
Alright, Shandy, let's go. But yeah, normally you'd be rocking like a pretty sick soundtrack too. I don't know, it's kind of a lot of fun to play this game. It's, to me, quite enjoyable. Like, I always, like I said, I love the series. The whole way through, even the next one. Eager to kind of jump into that one, even though that one is, like, really, really silly. I thought each of the Saints Row games did something really cool. And I'm just super disappointed that we probably won't see one again, or see one for a very, very long time. Because it's just such a shame, because it was such a cool franchise. It's like, obviously, you had Grand Theft Auto, but then, like, Saints Row was similar, but it kind of did its own fun little wacky thing, and I always appreciated that for what it was. Definitely seems like the render distance isn't as good on the Switch version, which I think makes sense too, as far as like when you see traffic and stuff kind of appear. You know, the pop-in and that.
What's the plan to move it all? Maybe you should have thought about that before attacking an armory. Okay, fair, but it's a real good question. Don't worry, Pierce has that covered. Jeez, look at the size of that thing. That's a hell of a way to end a gunfight. Let's take it with and find out. Yeah, right. Wait, You're serious, aren't you? It's like they don't want to invite us in. Shooting them probably doesn't help change their minds.
Yeah, they do a good job with the openings in these Saints Row games of getting you into the action. I was always very impressed by that. That they do a good set of job of setting the stage for the conflict and then just letting you kind of go ham.
Nice one, boss.
Thanks. I'm the boss, obviously. I feel like it would have been better to buy the shotgun. I kind of regret not just buying the shotgun at the store. I didn't really think about it. Yeah, it's just so weird to go from this, which is still quality, and then end up with the Saints Row reboot. Best I can assume is it's just, you know, the passage of time and the difference of staff or something working on the project. Because, yeah, there's nothing really wrong with these games, and then you get to that other one, and it's just like, what's going on here? Oh, there's fire barrels. That would have been helpful to shoot those. These guys, though, I gotta kill. It takes so many bullets, too. They're just like, you know, kind of eating lead. Could you die, good sir? Okay, I think we just need this one, and then we can drive out of here with something pretty cool.
Here's the weapons cache, and these look like UAV drone controls over here. Did you really say look like UAV drone controls? Hey, you're the one who said it.
Look like UAV drone controls. Yep, that appears to be what these are. Oh, I do have a shotgun. When did I pick this thing up? The game is so ridiculously whimsical. It's a real shame about the loss of source code for the original Saints Row games. Should have done more driving around before the sequence. Forgot how long this is. Yeah, this part where we assault the base here. Look at these guys, they're just like eating these bullets. I mean, the bullets that are hitting them. The Saints are here.
If we're staying, maybe it's time to try those UAV drones. You said it again. Just shut up and use the damn things.
Why are we getting the hell out of here?
The boss won't leave without the bomb.
You gotta be kidding me!
Pierce, trust me on this.
Launch? That wasn't me, I swear! Stop firing! I'm not! Oh god, there's another one!
Damn, I wouldn't want to piss you off today.
We gotta shut this thing down!
This is pretty awesome. This actually runs really well on here, too. These guys do I gotta kill those?
You think we got enough guns? Do I really need to answer that? So once we're loaded up, we're going after Loretta.
Just kind of like, just mowing these guys down, eh? Nice to see the Switch 2 holding up so well, though.
We're all set. Get in the chopper.
Whatever you say. That wasn't much of a fight.
I need a ride.
That's a pain in my ass.
We can't let them blow up the bomb. Or Pierce. That'd be bad.
Way to prioritize.
Be easier if these things weren't moving so fast.
I like how we come to the city and immediately just start causing problems.
I'm still getting in here.
What? Keep it steady up there.
What's taking so long to get those things down?
They're shooting bombs.
Don't think these dials are supposed to be spinning like this.
This is actually a really genuinely great opening for the game. Good amount of storytelling, good amount of action, good pacing. To see the whole city backdrop kind of going on.
There's gonna be enough room for this shit, right?
Oh, totally.
Protect the bomb.
So what's next?
What's next is you go back to Stillwater.
What? No, this is my fight too.
Girl, you don't get messy. Let us take care of business.
Fuck you. I'm doing this for Johnny.
Alright, well if we're gonna bring in the boys, we're gonna need a new place.
You're worried about real estate? We have guns. Let's use them.
Relax, Shandy. We got it all covered.
Shandy's ex's house is a crib. Oh, you know, you gotta start small in your operations, right? Oh, that kills me. It's actually really funny. And you get all the DLC. You get a lot of DLC stuff. You get so much DLC stuff. Does it stop or Gangsters in Space? Oh yeah, I forgot to get all that stuff too. The Trouble with Clones, all the DLC missions. Wow, that was a lot of stuff. Ask me about my wiener. Warrior Princess Lower. Decker Specialist. That's so funny. Well, I thought this was outfits. You outfits. Oh. I thought that's what I was looking at. I guess I was just looking at certain stuff. Okay. Yeah, this